thought I would come out here tonight and just look around the garage. You can look around with me and talk about a couple of things. If you follow this channel at all, you remember that about a month or two ago I talked about a house that we were looking at, 20 acres, and it's something that Mrs. C and I still think about. But the biggest stumbling block to the whole thing is our current age, and we're not getting any younger, and it's way out in the country, and it's 20 acres. And of course, we're not going to tend to the whole 20 acres. We would probably just tend to about half acre to an acre right around the house. But it is way out in the country, which is nice for now and probably for the next 10 to 15 years. But as we do get older and more stove up, it's going to be tougher to get in and out, that sort of thing. And I guess the biggest single stumbling block that we have currently is the fact that the place just has the little shed with no garage or barn and no place to have what you see here currently. So it would require some investment, at least, to build a place out that would give us those elements, like a concrete floor, decent lighting, place to park the vehicles out of the weather, that kind of thing, and a place to put the tools besides that little shed. Now, I will say that that little shed will house pretty much what you see here and give me plenty of room to work, and would make a fantastic studio if it was set up right. But I have some ideas for right around in here, and I'll show you here in just a second. Given that we stay here, and I suspect that that current percentage of that idea would be 60-40 that we do stay here, maybe 70-30. But life has a tendency to take twists and turns. You really just kind of never know what's going to happen. But if we do stay here, what I have in mind is to see this area here along this wall is to convert that into a workstation. Obviously this area here is pretty nice. The bench is a little shallow, but it's plenty long enough, and as you can see, it can accumulate quite a bit of stuff in a short amount of time. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of area to work in here if the vehicles are backed up where they should be. But over here, if we were to get the lawn tractor and this freezer and some of this other stuff in a different location, it's a pretty good area here to build a bench, have a wall unit that would be more flat against the wall. So the idea is to buy a shed that we would put behind that wall there of the garage, between us and the neighbor behind us, and it would house all the lawn equipment and maybe some ancillary stuff, but mainly get the tractor and the lawnmower, anything lawn related, which is, believe it or not, quite a bit of stuff that's kind of in these nooks and crannies and stashed over there. If we get all that stuff in the shed, then we free up this area to do work in, even when a vehicle's in here. You got a long distance this way, you know, you got about 5 feet from the wall to the vehicle here, so you got plenty of room to work and move around. Whereas over here, yeah, you got about 4.5, 5 feet here, but you don't have quite as much mobility or area to be mobile over here. So that's kind of the idea, if we stay here, is to free up this space, turn this into a work area, also have a shed outside that you know, things will be stored in, and eventually put a fence in the backyard connecting to our neighbors and stuff, that it'll open up the backyard for our dogs to run in and have a little more area to play in. And this other thing is where the driveway is out there, and where the trailer and where I park the little red truck currently, We're looking at extending the driveway back about 8 to 10 feet, and that way we can get the trailer back out of the way, get the truck back away from getting in and out of the garage, make that a little bit easier, give us a little more space over there, and also make that a little easier to get into whatever shed we decide to put behind the garage. So that's about it. I just want to talk about the potential possibilities if we stay here of kind of turning this whole area right here into sort of the studio workstation. We'll put in some better lighting and stuff, so when we are doing projects or whatever, we'll have good lighting and, you know, places to put the camera and that sort of thing. We're not always trying to jerry rig or you know, kludge something together, and have a purposeful area that we can work and maybe accomplish a few things along the way. So that's about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs up. We thank you for watching, and please tune in again.